right? So
Yep.
two posts, Greek lexicon from the New Testament, like you mentioned,
Yep.
the mark of a stroke or blow or print. And it says a figure formed by a blow or impression of a figure or image, right?
Yes. Yes.
So now when we look at life um and people, right? We
Hmm.
go into the fact that trauma, and even on the good side of things, forms impressions. So it's like you're being struck by, what's that, Michael Jackson? You've been struck by, you've been
A
hit by.
smooth,
Woo.
smooth criminal.
Right. So that strike or
Yeah.
that blow can be positive, it could be negative, but the thing is, it's going to have a lasting impression.
Yep.
And in traumatic experiences, just like good ones, but in traumatic experiences, one way to cope with it is to keep revisiting the trauma, right? You're stuck at the job you don't want, but you keep going back, right? You are in a relationship you don't want, but you keep
Hmm.
going home to that same person or whatever,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So I think that what you were telling when you were telling your story earlier about, hey, first of all, you're recognizing that that imprint was a stamp on you, right?
Yep.
It was like forced on you, right? And then something happened that imprinted you or struck you, right? To say, hey, wait a minute, what's that over there? Right? The light, even if you just look at it as the light from seeing it came and struck your eye, it's still a strike or a blow. It's some new information, right?
Yeah.
Now you're interpreting that information and now you're curious. So expand on how, because I know you just told a great story that, and I was able to share that with the two posts breakdown, which may or may not be the exact, but that's from the Bible, right? Or from that website. Um, Now bring that into being the example,
Okay.
becoming the
So
example.
yeah. So the past 20 years, there's been a lot of trauma, and you bring up some really good points here. Life is fucking traumatic. Like, period. I don't care who you are. And I've met some unicorns out there that swear to God they have no trauma in their life whatsoever. Had perfect parents, silver spoon, everything worked out for them all their lives. And I'm certain they're tucking some shit away that they don't even remember. And that's okay. They think they're unicorns. We let them have that. The rest of us, though, that are walking this earth, we have trauma. And so this is the idea when I pivoted to business this year. God was knocking on my door at the turn of the year, 2023 now, January 2023. And we just celebrated the year of this idea. Is like, okay, now I need you to actually become the example. As one of these few words he spoke to me about. And it didn't resonate with me for a long time because like we're all kind of our own thing, right? And particularly I like the image you got there. You got the damn masks on. We're not really paying attention to things. We're not really being present inside of spaces. We're not really putting intention into our daily life. Most of us aren't even really trying to connect to God anymore. You look at the churches for the most part, just people just showing up for a little social and a little entertainment. And well, hey, they could say it was the Bible, the word of God, and they go into the parking lot and they're cussing at each other because they can't get out of the way fast enough to go to their whatever.
Right.
I mean, it's crazy. It's just this idea is all superficial, and we've got all this technology sitting over there. So the idea that God was trying to impose upon me by was this very thing, this tupos. Look, we're gonna remove this trauma by processing it. But the challenge there is you have to be honest about it. See, there is no moving forward through the trauma until you become honest enough to confront where you're really at.